Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at how our data is going to be structured inside of Firebase. And I think it's an important topic to discuss because having a clear idea of how we're going to structure our data inside of Firebase will allow us to better understand things when we actually code them inside of our application later on. So to give you a demonstration, what I'll be doing is that I'm going to be going to the chat application project that I actually created while developing the chat application for this course. And then inside of that Firebase project, we'll see how our data is structured. And that's basically the data structures that we're going to be following to model our chat application around as well. So with that said, let's take a look into our chat application. So if I go to the first thing that I'm going to let you guys know is going to be our Firestore database. Inside of our Firestore database, we are going to have two collections. One is going to be called the users collection. This users collection is going to store information regarding all of the users that we have inside of our application. So as you can see, I have for now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 5 users inside of our application. These document IDs for each of the users correspond to their unique user IDs that are provided to us by Firebase when a user is created. And then for each of these documents, we are going to have information such as the user's email, their name, their image, and their last active date. Apart from this, we'll have another collection called our chats collection, and our chats collection is simply going to be used to model our chat. So our chats can either be group chat or user chats, just one-on-one direct chats. And for that, we have a Boolean value that's stored inside of our chat collections document, a single chat document, as you can see here. And that tells us whether this is a group conversation or this is not a group conversation. And then we have a list of members of who the corresponding members of this app chat are. So as you can see, in this case, this is a group chat and we have 4 members for this chat. And is activity is just an indicator that tells us whether somebody is actually typing something right now currently in this chat session, you could say. And then we are going to have a sub collection inside of our main chat document, which is going to be the messages collection. And inside of here, we'll have a list of documents or a collection of documents, and each document will pertain to one message. This is going to contain information such as the content of our message, the type of our message, the time that it was sent at, as well as the sender ID of who the message was sent by. And this is pretty much it, how our data is going to be structured. So as you can see, if I go to another chat, it's pretty much the same. In this case, the chat is not a group chat, so we just have 2 members. And the messages is also just one message sent by now, and that's sent by this person with this sender ID. And the content is, hey, any updates on the meeting tonight? And then we have a type of text, which just lets us know what type of message did we send. Apart from that, since we're going to be using our storage service as well, I'm going to be showing you how we're going to be saving things inside of our storage buckets as well. So inside of our storage bucket, we are going to have a folder called images. Inside of that, we'll have 2 different subfolders called chats and users. The users folder is going to store images pertaining to specific users, and each folder corresponds to the unique ID of a user that I had mentioned previously. And then inside of here, we'll have their profile picture, as you can see here. And then if I keep on going back to our storage, and then I click on images, our chats is going to be similar, where we'll have our chats folder, inside of which we'll have these very specific folders with the unique IDs of our chats, and inside of them we'll have the images that have been shared inside of that chat. So here, as you can see, we've shared a couple of images, actually 3 in this case for this chat application. And that's pretty much all of how we're going to be structuring our data inside of Firebase. So now that you have a thorough understanding of how our data is going to be modeled inside of database, and we've successfully integrated Firebase with our iOS and Android application, I think it's prime time for us to actually jump into our application, write some code, and get the show going. So with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to see you guys in the next section where we begin coding our application. But before I leave this video, I'd appreciate if you can leave a review on my course. Let me know what things I did good, what things I did bad. Also join our Discord community where you can have questions answered, as well as communicate with other developers that are taking courses similar to you, and you can make more professional connections there. To have a link to our Discord community, you can go to the GitHub repo where we have the source code for this project, as well as many of the other courses that are released on Udemy, and there you can find the link to the Discord as well. So with that, I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.